All right. Want to give thanks to the primordial great mother herself, who has 10,000 names, 10,000 titles. Want to give thanks to all of the ancestral spirits of creation, all of the archangels, the angels, the ancestors. Want to give thanks to all of you and come to you to give thanks to every last one of you for another day of waking up, seeing the light of day, being able to talk to those that are watching and also be able to talk to you every time I wake up. I want to also say, appreciate you. And I come to ask for protection, guidance, love, appreciation. And I come to ask to protect us that are striving for righteousness best way possible and protect us from those that are not righteous, that are actually wolves in sheep's clothing, that want to try to do harm to those that are like yours truly and many others that have been called to come raise the consciousness of the people and have them be aware of who they are. Ashe. All right, good day, good day. I'm here. It's a quick live. I'm not going to be on here too long. I want to share this. So the story goes, I had cooked something, so I think it's a zip. My bad, y'all. I had cooked something for the children today. So, all right, this is what happened today. Things were revealed. Great things were revealed today, and when you are walking in your divine truth and knowing that you are loved and protected by the divine, things actually happen for you and things work for you in your favor, and also those that are around you that's also with you on the same path. Do not let nobody tell you that you cannot do anything, and also let those that hate you, let them hate you, because all they're doing is empowering you on your journey. No one can stop you at all. Nobody can stop you but you. And you are your own worst enemy. The word enemy means inner me, not the person that's an adversary to you, because if they are adversary to you, that's what they are. That is your subconscious. No, that is your ego actually reflecting itself on you. So, those that keep on coming after you, what's going on, Jimmy? Those that come after you, those that hate on you, just know that it's a sheer reflection of what? Of your ego trying to tear you down, which is your own inner me. Would you say the word enemy? That is your inner me. You got me? Do you follow me? So, the thing is, you have to understand, overstand, and understand everything that is around you. Because you can only hold yourself down and hold yourself back. Because what happens, the ego will tell you that you can't do nothing, when in actuality you can. And sometimes that ego has the tendency of what? Going into somebody's vessel, and that become a mere reflection of you. Of that ego trying to attack you, which is what? Your adversary, the opposing force. You can also be your own opposing force. I'm gonna tell you that for sure. That's how it works. See, a lot of us have to work on our higher and lower self, or starting off with the lower self to the higher self, not to the lower self, not to the higher self to the lower self. You got to start with the lower self to the higher self. Then you can start going through certain transformations. See, people keep on getting vibrations and frequencies, trying to make them be the same, but it's not the same. Vibrations and frequencies are not the same. You understand? So keep that in mind. I will go on to another YouTube, another video when I start breaking down the difference between vibrations and frequencies, because people keep on getting the two mixed up and thinking they're one and the same when they're actually not. They're two different things. So Today, I'm going to share a story. This is how you know that you are literally protected. I've been staying in this same home for the last 5 years. Been paying rent for the last 5 years where I stay at. I didn't have people say that I was lying and saying, I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want nothing to do with that. That right there, I ain't even gonna touch on all of that. That's something else. I'm not gonna touch on that because that is not where I'm at on that. I don't want to stand on anything dealing with that because right now there's too many things going on in the planet to be talking about that. But right now, today, I'm just talking about something else. It's all about frequencies, vibrations, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like when it come down to it, I'm trying to remember what I was saying. Give me a second. Yeah, so when it come down to the frequencies, vibrations, and all of that, there's two different meanings. People get them mixed up. But right now, I'm gonna tell you a story that happened. I've been staying in the same place for the last 5 years. I done had a couple people stay in this household. Some of my help, some of my help provide a place to stay. I'm gonna get into that soon. Just bear with me. The story. I've been here for 5 years, the same home. But I gotta show something real quick, right? These are the changes that took place in the home, right quick. I want you to see. This is what we have been doing, and I really want to give. I want to give DC. You know who you are. I've been staying in the same home for 5 years. I gotta clean up in the house, but look at the floor. New tile floors, y'all. Feel me? So I want to say the story goes like this. There was something that took place that the person who I pay rent to, you know what I'm saying, she told me something that was something crazy. That it was a person that was disliking me for no reason, and I don't know nothing about the person. So this beloved, nice elderly lady who I've been paying rent to for the last 5 years, um, she told me about that person, and somebody reached out to her on the internet and told her about that person being negative. And she was talking about the creator and everything. I mean, she's a Christian lady. I don't have nothing against that. Whatever your religion is, that's on you. I just don't want you throwing it on me. But what happened? She wound up telling me what happened, and she said, and she been looking out for me and my children. I'm not gonna lie, landlord been looking out for me and my children. She's a beautiful elderly lady, deep, good heart. And the people that stayed here previously, they literally, I'm not gonna say all of them, but some of them, y'all know who y'all are. I'm not gonna, no, one of them, you know who you are. One of them, you know who you are. Um, Left this house in shambles, and the lady wound up remodeling everything. And she told me about the lady that was hating, that was hating on what was going on. Peep this. She was a blessing in disguise, and how I know that this was what they call God's work. A feather came from the sky. All white feather flew from down the sky and landed on her side of the driver's side. And I gave her the feather, and I told her there's a saying that goes that when you see a feather flying from the sky, an angel is nearby. And that angel is giving a divine blessing to that person. I gave her the feather and told her that. She been nothing but great to me and my children and those that stayed here. And I want to say thanks to her. That's what the story I want to tell you. Now, people ask, how do you know you're chosen? Right? I played the video on how you know you're chosen repeatedly on other streams with the young lady named Ocean Hill. Shout out to that sister. And the beloved sister literally said, a lot of us that heard the call, because there's a call that takes place. A call that takes place. And that call is the high pitched ringing sound, that that. And also, you're going through a lot of trials and errors in life. It seems like something's always trying to stop you from rising. You go through a lot of issues, even down to health, even down to mental stuff going on. A lot of us go through stuff every day. It don't make any sense. A lot of us went through the struggle and still went through that. Some of us went through what they consider hell and back and resurrected. And they've been given a chance to do what they came here to do because it's already been written. That's what that's all about. It's already been written. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. You feel what I'm saying? Say what? Yeah, you can't put that out in the world right now. Just lights. You gotta be positive. I don't know where are you residing at, or where you located at? Because I decided to put the phone right here to stand up and talk. But yeah. Hey, like I'm losing some weight. Chicago. Oh, Chi-Town. Okay. You should be able to get one soon. Just be patient. Okay? Patience is the virtue. Trust me, I'm an Aries, man. And I don't know if you're a sister. I don't know if you're a male, female. I don't want to be disrespectful, so I apologize for that. Yeah, be positive. You got to be positive on things like this. Let me tell you, I've been through a lot of stress lately, but I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? You got to be positive on everything that you go through and just laugh at it sometimes, because you know why? That's a test. Everything in life is a test to you. That's how you also know that you have been called by the divine. You go through a lot of trials and errors in life, and then at the same time, it seems like there's no hope. But next thing you know, you get that divine blessing. Not blessing, but blessing. And then it comes to you. And then it happens. And then you look back and be like, wow, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes you you. Exactly. You got to think positive on everything that you do. Listen, there's always trials and errors in life. No matter what. You can be the richest person in the world, you're still going to have some trials and errors. You can be the most spiritual guru, whatever in the world. It's still going to be a trial and error. You can be the top YouTuber, it's still going to be a trial and error. The thing is, it's all about how you make things and how you make it work for you and yours. At times, you got to just sit back and smile about it and say, you know what? There's always another day. There's always another time. You got to always look at things on the bright side no matter what. Trust me. I used to never be like this. Yeah. I appreciate it, beloved. I appreciate you subscribing. I got tomorrow. I gotta do a serious live on this final live I got to do to expose something in my past tomorrow. Then I'm going back to my regular schedule programming, and I should be having a special guest on there that's somebody that knew me for years, almost 20 years. And we're going to talk about somebody that we knew for years and finally shut everything down. Hopefully they'll still do the live with me, so we can shut that down and then go to the next chapter. Because right now, I'm working on. I've been saying it for a while, but now it's actually about to come into fruition. Um, I'm working on a new channel with some brothers that I know. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna see if the brother's still going to do it. If not, I'm gonna go solo, and I'm going to go ahead and put all the exposing stuff that I got put down about this person, because they've been harassing me for like the last 5 years. And I'm hoping that the brother that's going to be on there, I hope he can be on there so he can actually confirm it, because I want to have all the receipts that I can show. Because at this time, after this live between me and that individual, it's over. It's done. I shall move on to bigger and better things, because the old energy is gone. And I'm bringing forth the real energy and the real me. Like I've been doing, bringing receipts and being honest about stuff and being real with everybody and letting everybody know what's really going on. And you want to get a spiritual perspective, I'll bring the spiritual perspective about it. I'm not religious. On this channel, I don't call it my channel. I call it our channel. This is not my channel. This is our channel. But I am working with some brothers to start a new channel. It's going to turn into a podcast. And once we get enough subscribers, we're going to actually start going on Patreon. Then we're going to go into Rumble, because it's time. Because one of the brothers said it's time for us to start doing what we got to do. And he's older than me. And I said, let's do it. We already have a chat that we're working on already. We already got a chat going on. Right now, I don't want to say the new channel because we're working on the copyrights for the channel. As soon as the copyrights and stuff is done, you will know, because I'll say it on our channel when it's all finalized, because we don't want this person to be taking our concepts and ideas and try to try to copy off of what we're doing. That's the only reason why I'm trying to mention it a little bit. So when y'all start seeing it, when I mention when it's ready, y'all know that it's ready. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to actually be something different. And we're not debating on there. That's all I can tell you. We're not going to be debating with nobody. We're going to be coming from different perspectives. Just know that's what we're coming from. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. You know, we want to make sure that we bring things to light, you know, from so many different angles. So we're working on a Rumble. So we'll be on Rumble, YouTube, and probably another platform, so we can get things moving, because we really want to do this. I mean, we actually have our own chat together, so we're working on some things. And shout out to those brothers. Eventually, yeah, we're gonna probably do TikTok also. That's what we're looking at, all platforms, so everybody can follow us, and then we're all gonna have our own individual channels to where we are going to still be featured on there, so everybody can know that we are still a unit. It's a lot of things that we're working on, so it's actually in the works. Once everything is finalized, y'all gonna see me on our channel, but I'm gonna be on there too. And when I say we're gonna be busy, we're gonna be busy. I want everybody to know it's gonna be a fun channel that we're working on, and it's gonna be something that's gonna be entertaining and also enlightening. Because you're coming from different perspectives. Got me? Different perspectives. So we can get things done like that. Yeah, that's the other platform. We're looking at different, like 4 multiple platforms, so everybody can know it's us. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to make sure that everybody can get to us and watch us. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually working. We're actually working on it. We're just gonna get everything done. Right now, it's at the stretching surface, but it's coming soon. We all making sure that we have each other's schedules. You know what I'm saying? Because once this channel blow up, we got other ideas with these channels, because we got so many things that we want to help out with with the communities and stuff like that. Mainly the people in the so-called black community. We want to help out, our people. We want to help out the indigenous people that's also considered black. We really are on this thing right now where we want to help out the communities and also help out the human race in general, so we can get things cracking. Dang, look, I lost some weight. Sorry, y'all, I had to look at my face. Dang, I lost some weight. Oh man, dang. Oh man, I'm losing some weight. Sorry, y'all, I had to go on that switch mode real quick. Cause at first my face is all chubby. Now my face is losing some weight. Yeah. But anyway, y'all, this live, I wasn't gonna be on here long, but this live, I really want y'all to know that when the whole thing about the chosen, the high pitched ringing sound in your ear. Thank you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I was looking all like a werewolf at one point in time. I'm gonna start keeping it like that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, here you go. The whole thing with this whole chosen thing. A lot of people keep on saying that they're chosen. But you gotta ask yourself, how do you know that you're chosen, right? A lot of us go through things on a spiritual and physical level. Some of us get ailments like sicknesses. A lot of us are healers. These people that are chosen are divine healers and divine teachers. They're called avatars. You get what I'm saying? They're called avatars, divine beings living a human experience. A lot of us go through some crazy, unheard of-ish. Unheard of. Some of us even had near-death experiences. Some of us went through hell and high water and still here. But we made it and still making it. Some of us get hated on for no reason. Just by being you. We get that divine call, the high-pitched ringing sound like deed, that little deed sound. That's the high-pitched ringing sound, but that's also something else. Let me see. Yeah. But you know what they said, but when I went there, you know what I'm saying? When I went there to the doctor, they didn't tell me I had that. So also another way how you can tell that you are what they consider chosen, a lot of times you can have premonitions. Also, you can hear telepathic information from the spirit realm, if you really want to be technical. What do I mean? You can hear that voice telling you something telepathically in the spirit realm. You can also have what they call astral projection gifts. Also, you have 4 higher senses: telepathy, psychometry, intuition, and also clairvoyancy. Okay, a lot of us are given that gift. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's all about. Like, seriously, you go through a lot of that. You go through trials and errors. You go through certain situations in life that is mind-boggling to others, and you still have that sheer willpower, that gift that was given to you by the divine, and the divine is always guiding you and protecting you. You also have to remember, in order to get to that divine light, you got to go through the darkness first, okay? Because you came out of darkness into the light. The light is bringing forth balance from you being in the darkness. So there's the yin and the yang energy, which is dealing with the cause and effect in life. Both of them need each other to bring supreme balance. You come from triple darkness. Triple darkness is the 3 nines or 9 ether. Also dealing with the 3 trimesters of the womb of the woman, which is meaning that in the beginning you was actually what? You were actually that so-called semen that had a tail, which was a serpent, and then you got into the egg to get fertilized, and you was in the womb of your mother for 9 months, where you were going through transformations, and then right there where her navel is, where the belly button is located at, that spirit went into your vessel. A lot of people don't know that, but you also go through a lot of transgressions in life. and you go through these different situations, spiritual awakenings. You also probably been visited before by beings that are not here physically, but you can see them spiritually. Sometimes they can wear all white. You know what I'm saying? I won't say it's a sin. I would say that it's more like if you don't do what the divine sent you here to do, there's a thing called reincarnation, but while you're here, you're going to still get your ass kicked until you wake up and go into your divine purpose, if that make any sense. Because if you keep on ignoring your call, then you probably have to come back down here when you're no longer here. And that's dealing with what you call reincarnation. You're coming back because you got to remember you're made out of energy first. You're not just physically here. You're made out of energy. You're made out of ether. You get me? That's it. But that ringing sound, seriously, you can say that's what that is. But I guarantee you, a lot of times, if you tell a doctor like, "Yo, I'm getting this ringing sound in your ear," they'll say, "Oh yeah," the ones that check my ear, they was like, "You're fine. Like there's nothing wrong with your ears." I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? But understand and understand and understand that it's actually a divine calling. A lot of us go through a lot of transformations in life spiritually. Some of us have high vibrations or high vibrational beings. Some of us are low vibrational beings, and also our frequency. You got some people that have low frequency energies that actually are inside their vessel, and all they know is negativity. I advise you to stay the hell away from them. Because a lot of times they try to drag your ass down because they don't want you to succeed and surpass them, if that make any sense. Because when they're low vibrational, they want you to be what? They want you to be like them. And they feast on your energy when you're at a high frequency or a high vibration, I will say. Let's just say, or a high vibration. Because the frequencies and vibrations are two different things. Sometimes you have to get to that high frequency to get that high vibration. By tuning in within yourself, by meditating, and also getting into certain practices that deal with spirituality. Meditation is one of them. Another thing is what you call, you can say affirmations too. Of course, but see, you got to not allow them to tear you down, though. You understand? You understand? You can't allow them to tear you down. That's why you're always getting these tests to see if you really there. Because a lot of us try to get to heaven on earth. What is heaven on earth? When you finally reach that spiritual point of nirvana. Nirvana is dealing with that blissful feeling, that energy that attracts things that you want to attract. Also, you can bring nothing but that blissful energy, not just from you and so on, but you can bring it projected out to others, where you attract those same type of energies, those same type of beings to you. You get what I'm saying? But it's always going to be a test, because every time life has a test. That's why they call life the school of hard knocks, those that made it to the higher way of living and the loving energy. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody that has money is not always happy. Trust me, a lot of them people that's wealthy are miserable as hell, because some of them probably sold their soul, and some of them probably just said, "Oh, I just want this money. I'm going to go ahead and do whatever by all means to get it." Because money don't bring you happiness, and you cannot take it with you spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be spiritually wealthy to progress, to get that that financial wealth or that currency. It all starts within. And sometimes some people just get that life to be comfortable, and they don't even want all the wealth in the world. They just want to live comfortably and not have any worries. Some people want to go ahead and live life as is, and they're comfortable with that. Some people don't want the wealth and don't want all. They just want to live a life that is no worries, filled with bliss, happiness, and don't want nothing to do with negativity. So the choice is yours on what you take and what you do with your life. That is why you've been given the right of free will. There's a book called The Right Use of Will. I think that's what it's called, The Right Use of Will. I recommend that book, The Right Use of Will. That book is really great to have, and I think that anybody should get their hands on that. You really want to know seriously about this. That's just how the way life is. You want to become a better version of you. That is the main thing. To always try to focus to be a better version of you. You don't want to be like nobody else but you. And like I said in the beginning, you are your own worst enemy. You always hear somebody say like, yeah, that person's my enemy. Think about what you said. That person right over there is my enemy. Inner me. The inner me. That person that is negative is nothing but a sheer reflection of your ego, like I said earlier. That's negative. That's how your ego look at you. Your ego will try to find ways of tearing you down when you're about to start rising up. Exactly. There you go, chest lights. So you got to think about it. You are your own worst enemy. And you say to yourself, well, if you listen to the etymology or the breakdown of it, you are your worst inner me. That person is a reflection. That person that's negative, no, they're not. That negative reflection is the ego within you. And the word ego means easing God out. Shout out to Dr. Malachi York for that. Easing God out. And the hardest thing to tame in your body is the brain. The brother Dr. Malachi York, the elder, wrote a book called The Mind Book. The mind is the most hardest thing to tame. You got me? You have to go through within to find the answers. Sometimes you're blessed by getting... Yeah. And that God that's being said is the God within you. You know the group Mary had a song, God, something about God, the God in you or something like that. They made a song about that, the God in you. So you got to keep that in mind. You have a spark of the divine in you. I don't care if you're negative. Even the negative beings have a spark of the divine in them, because even the divine needs to live that life of knowing how negativity works. That's the duality. That's the balance. You need positive and negative to bring duality, to bring balance to straight and narrow. That is why when I end this live on our channel, I always say love, peace, light, and darkness. Why? That is the yin and yang. Yin, darkness, yang, light. Yeah. So, I mean, you got to start looking at all this. I mean, we really got to look at things so many different ways. And we got to look at stuff from levels upon levels. I mean, I did other videos on our channel talking about the Kundalini energy. Listen, the Kundalini energy, that's a whole nother topic. When I go into the Kundalini energy, that topic in itself is here. And it's here. Here. Right here where the fan is, all the above there. It's dealing with all the above and more. Once you find out about that Kundalini energy, and then you start realizing about that X chromosome, the X chromosome called the mitochondrial DNA, how the mitochondrial DNA is connected to the Kundalini, and how the Kundalini energy is connected to the 33 vertebrae of your spinal cord, which is also called Jacob's ladder. And then that they say in the Bible that Jacob, when he went up to the ladder, he went to go see the Most High. The Most High is this right here, that crown chakra, right? But the Kundalini is the divine, feminine energy that is also called the serpentine energy, which is also called the serpent fire, which is also dealing with the connection to the dragon realm. That's right, Medusa. So you got to start thinking about that. That Kundalini energy is real powerful. How you doing? Life has no niche. I want you to understand that I want to make sure that the alignment is proper, and I'm waiting for the Great Mother to give me the sign the primordial great mother, that is. I'm waiting for her to give me the sign for that. Because a lot of the brothers on the channel that we're making together, they want me to do that. But I told them everything has to do with divine timing on my end, beloved. So I'm just letting you know, I'm just waiting for her to give me that sign. So that serpentine energy is connected to the X chromosome. The X chromosome, which is also called the mitochondria. The mitochondria DNA is only found in so-called black women the most, because they are the original woman. And the non-ether is dealing with that non-hair follicle that's found in so-called black people. But here's the kicker, though. That Kundalini energy is so... Okay, I'm glad to... Thank you. Glad you understand. So that Kundalini energy is real serious. And see, I really want a lot of women to know something. That when you master thyself and you master your Kundalini, your mate, husband, whomever, you can give them a serious charge in their spirit. You can be there, what they call their battery charger, when you master thyself. Because this whole planet, honestly, is feminine. Some people say feminine. Some people say feminine, but you have to master thyself, though. You know what I'm saying? See, let me show you something. Let me show you something. This statue right here. This statue, this is Oshun statue. That is, Oshun is the Orisha of love. She's the Orisha of the sweet waters. Years ago, I got a reading done in Santeria. I think I told this story before. I'm just going to share it with you real quick. But before I came across Oshun, I had a book called The Great Black Mama of Creation. The Great Black Mama of Creation by Dr. Suzar, or Suzar, S-U-Z-A-R. Shout out to her. In that book, they talk about how everything around us pretty much is feminine. Even down to the word car, C-A-R, car is feminine. How a lot of things that we thought that wasn't feminine is actually feminine in this book. It shows that. And it said that the primordial mother of creation has 10,000 names, 10,000 titles. I'm gonna go back to the story of Oshun and everything soon, but I gotta share this with you. One of the names of the primordial mother is the Queen of the Night. Now here's the kicker. Remember the movie The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner? Whitney Houston sung a song called The Queen of the Night. See, we don't pay attention to stuff like this, right? And another name for her was called Nyx, N-Y-X. Okay? She was here before the God was created. There is an ancient Egyptian text, and what I'm trying to do, I'm bringing everything back. There's an ancient Egyptian text that Professor James Small said, because a sister walked up to him and said, well, what are we then? And he said, you don't know who you are. And he broke down that there's an ancient Egyptian text that said that the great Amen, because a lot of people that go to church, Catholics and so on, say, even down to Muslims, say the word Amen. Exactly. So the name Amen deals with the name Amen-Ra. The story goes that Amen-Ra looked at his daughter Mayat. Who is Mayat? That is another name for Lady Justice, because she holds the scales where your heart is judged to the feather. And that is Lady Justice. But here it goes to Libra, the zodiac sign Libra, which deals with the scales, which is ruled by the planet Venus. Venus is the bright morning star you see early in the morning. Not the sun. That's the bright morning star that you see. Not the sun, but Venus. Where am I going at with this? This is all connected to divine feminine, though, because you got certain things that's connected to that Kundalini and so on. They keep it from you. You have to know the God within you. And that is dealing with that Kundalini energy, because you have the X chromosome. You have the X chromosome. The X chromosome that is found in everybody goes directly back to that particular energy. So you do have God within you. You just got to find it and focus on it and bring it out of you. Now, the story of Oshun, okay. I went years ago and got a reading done. Years ago, back 2016. Went through all kinds of heck. And my daughter, during the time she's 11, so she was like in her car seat. And what happened? I had that book, The Great Black Mama of Creation. I opened up the book and I saw the name Oshun. Like, who's Oshun? I never heard of the name before, right? And I heard this voice say, I'm pissed. And the next thing you know, it started raining and thundering and lightning. And my daughter woke up like this. She was asleep. She woke up like this. Looked at me like that. My ass scared. She's like, well, how the hell my daughter looking at me like that? So I started looking at the name Oshun. I started looking up on the phone. I'm like, oh. Years later, a year or two later, I want to say, I was told, like, yeah, you're one of my children. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. I study astrology too. I'm gonna tell you a little breakdown. Your sun sign, which is the sun that you were, the sun sign, which is the sign that you were born under, that deals with the father too. Keep that in mind. The moon, your moon. Oh shit. I know, right? I know. It is something, but you know, I had to come out. I came back on here real quick just to resume it. So, all right. I was getting in my zone, but I'm gonna finish up the story though. Then I'm gonna probably just call it, you know, I'm let this live just be alive and just say I charge it to the game on that. But all right. So this is what it is. The story goes that once that happened, and I found wanted to like find out more about her, and she told me I was her child and one of her children, and I was like, Then when I got a reading done, like back in 2016, that's when he told the like, yeah, she's your mother. Come on, Oshun's my mother. I'm like, that's interesting because in astrology and in the astrological sign, like sun sign represents also the father. The sun represents the father. The moon represents the mother. So my sun sign is Aries Deacon 3. Now, the crazy thing about that, as far as that is concerned, Aries Deacon 3 is connected to. Then my rising sign is Taurus, but my moon is in Libra, which is also connected to Venus too. So, peep game. The rise, so yeah, it's lagging. So okay. All right. They keep buffering me every time I talk the truth on here. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, let me see something.